Kid, for more than 100 years, we have celebrated Mother's Day in the USA the second Sunday of every May.
In France, we celebrate on the fourth Sunday in May. Ooh la la.
But in the United Kingdom, Mother's Day is usually in March.
The point is that moms are celebrated around the world.
That includes grandmothers too.
You deserve it, Abuela Bear.
Yeah, she does. And so do stepmoms and great-grandmothers and amazing aunts and mother-like figures. So we've decided to celebrate bear style with the Berenstain Bears. We love our mom.
And you know what they say, don't you? I sure do. If bears are involved, it's gotta be good. Yeah.
And if it's KidTime StoryTime, it's got to be good.
Because Abuela
And all mothers
deserve the very best.
So here we go. We love our mom. And I know you're thinking, wait, Storyteller, what's going on here? Well, this is its own book, but we happen to pick up 7 books in one. That's right. It's a whole collection. And that's what we found. We love our mom. It was springtime in Bear Country, and everything was fresh and fragrant. The trees were budding in bright springtime green. The lilacs were in full bloom. The butterflies flitted from tulip to daffodil, and all the mothers of Bear Country were busy taking care of their little ones. Mama Robin was feeding worms to her chirping little fleshlings, who I hear are always ravenous. Mama Rabbit was teaching her baby bunnies how to hop, essential. Mama Frog was taking a jar full of tadpoles out for a stroll. How cute is that? And in the bear family's gorgeous treehouse, Mama Bear was taking care of her cubs. It was breakfast time, and Mama was cooking pancakes for the family.
I'm hungry already.
Of course you are. And Mama's pancakes not only tasted good, they look good too. Check them out. She made them into little bear faces for brother, sister, and honey, and they always like to eat the ears off first.
I like your style.
Thank you, Mama, they sang, pouring lots of honey on their steaming hot pancakes, and there she is, making more. Mama Bear took care of her cubs in plenty of other ways, too. She washed their clothes. She sewed their buttons back on their clothes when they popped off. She bandaged their boo-boos when they skinned their knees or, stubbed their toes. She gave them baths. She read them KidTime StoryTimes and tucked them into bed at night. Mwah, mwah. She gave them hugs when they woke up with bad dreams. All day, every day, 24/7, 365. Mama Bear was there for her cubs. Well, I'm off to Grizzly Gran's, said Papa, finishing up his breakfast. A rocker on her favorite rocking chair came loose and I fixed it for her. Oh, can we come? Asked Sister and Brother. Of course, said Papa. Grizzly Gran and Gramps will be very glad to see you. Hoppity, hoppity, hop, hop, hop. Papa loaded the rocking chair and they all set off, as did Mama Frog. Look at all the springtime babies and their moms, said Sister, who apparently immediately noticed the mama bird feeding those bottomless pit baby birds. Spring is the time for new babies, said Papa, and for their mothers, too. Oh, and don't forget, Mother's Day is coming up. Brother and Sister had forgotten about Mother's Day. Well, consider yourself reminded. They needed to figure out what they were doing for their mama on her special day.
Do you think Abuela Bear would like these eyeballs?
That's a bit random, but because she loves you, probably yes.
Yeah. Do you think Abuela Bear would like this watch I found?
That is my watch, Pink Bear.
So I take it that's a no?
Yeah, that's a no.
Do you think Abuela Bear would accept a drawing and a hug?
1,000,000% yes, Red Bear.
Yes.
But the question we're facing now is, what are these bears going to get their mom on Mother's Day? How Howdy, Grand Cubs, said Grizzly Gramps when they arrived. Always great to see you. And Gran tried out her rocking chair. Look at that smile. Why, it's as good as new, she said. Thank you, son. You're so good to me. Oh, gee, Ma, it was just a loose rocker. Well, little things like that mean a lot to us moms. Gran smiled and gave Papa a kiss. Now, Cubs, come look at what I'm working on. She had a big scrapbook out on the table. Did you hear what she said? That little acts of love like that help her life, make her happier. Remember that. This is my mama's book, she explained. It holds so many memories. She pointed to a picture of a pretty young bear holding a baby like this. Who's that? Asked Brother. That's me.
You look so young.
Oh, I was young. That's your father when he was born.
Our father? You mean Papa?
Of course, said Gran.
But, he's so little.
Oh, yes, he has grown. Looking at old pictures like that remind us all that we are always changing and getting older. Time passes by so fast. Truth, there is no time to waste. Well, Ma, said Papa, we gotta go, but we'll see you next week on Mother's Day. We're all going out to brunch at the old Grizzly Inn. Oh, I love brunch. On the way home, Brother and Sister thought about their day, that scrapbook, and Papa doing nice things that meant so much to Gran.
We need to do something special for Mama on Mother's Day, said Sister.
Well, how about making a mama's book like Gran's, suggested Papa. You could put together a scrapbook all about being a mother.
Yes, said Brother. We can use family photos from the old box in the closet. Oh, a mama's book for our own Mama Bear, said Sister, nodding in agreement.
Because they're already beginning to understand that the best gifts are the ones that are very personal and made with, you know it, love. Meanwhile, overhead, we can see that Mama is once again feeding those baby birds with the bottomless stomachs. When they got home, Brother and Sister sneaked the box of photos out of the closet and then quietly took it up to their rooms and got to work. They spread the pictures on the floor and went through them. Now they have to do a very careful job of curating the photos. That's another fancy way of saying of picking just the right photos. You don't want to just throw anything on there. This has got to be very, very special. They used one of their school notebooks for a scrapbook. You can also pick up an actual scrapbook. They picked and chose, cut and pasted and colored, and by supper time they were done. Woo! They hid the finished scrapbook away in a drawer. She'll never find it. They couldn't wait for Mother's Day to arrive. Look at them looking at each other with that secret look that says, we've done something Mother doesn't know about. A week later, Brother, Sister, Papa, and Honey ran into Mama and Papa's room first thing in the morning. Happy Mother's Day, they called. Here's your present, Mama. For me? How nice. And she unwrapped her present. Why, it's a Mama's book just like Gran's. How wonderful. I have always wanted one like it. Thank you, my dears. They surprised her. They hit the spot. And she gave all of them a big hug and a kiss. Then she opened the book to the first page. Okay, we're about to see what they've created. This is a big deal. And I just want to point something out to you because I, Storyteller, have made a few scrapbooks in my day. And you have to pick very carefully. So in case you are inspired to make a mama's book, a scrapbook for you, for your mom, for anyone, there are 2 ways that you can go about selecting your photos.
Should I write this down?
I'll make it a chapter marker so you can easily find it.
Thanks.
1, use acid-free tape or glue. This is important.
Is that better for the photos?
Yes, it protects them. And please, not too much glue.
Keep talking!
And now, about the photo arrangement. There are 2 really good ways you can go about doing it. You can start by putting the oldest photos first and then going through time up until the present. Or the second way you can arrange your photos is by groupings, like all birthdays or all vacations or all holidays, but put them all together in groups.
Like all first days of school and birthdays and eyeballs? Yeah, got it. Yup.
It just helps the scrapbook make sense and tell a story. Now, let's see what the Berenstain Bears did, shall we? Mama's book! It had pictures of Mama with her 3 babies, brother, sister, and honey. Oh, look, I can already tell right by looking at the first page. They grouped them by occasions. So they started off with all their baby pictures. "You were so cute, brother," said Mama. "So round and plump. We called you Chubby Cubby." Sister laughed. "Wah, wah, 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 wah." "But you, sister," said Mama, "you cried all the time. We called you Cranky Paws." Now his brother's turn to laugh. "Wah, ha, 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 ha." "Then Honey came along," said Mama. "She was so sweet. We just called her Honey." And Honey pointed to her picture. "Baby!" The rest of the scrapbook was full of all kinds of pictures of the family. There was brother learning to ride bike, sister on her first day of school, and Honey waving. See, they were putting together all their important milestones in their growing up journey. Let's see what else we have. There were birthdays and picnics and vacations and school plays. Ooh, it looks like they did Robin Hood. Thanksgiving dinners. There were all the things that Mama would want to remember about her cubs growing up. So all these big moments and happy memories. There was a tear in Mama's eye when she came to the end. Moms can be a little sentimental. "Thank you, my dears," she said again, hugging them all. "This is the most wonderful Mother's Day gift I've ever gotten." "Happy Mother's Day, Mama," brother and sister said. "Happy," said Honey, because she's a baby. "And now," said Papa, "it's time for all of us to get ready to take Mama and Gran out for their Mother's Day brunch at the Old Grizzly Inn." And that is exactly what they did. "Table for 7, please." See, kid, the gifts from the heart are the very best, and they don't have to cost anything, because I know that you probably don't have a job. So, since you probably don't have a job, I'm guessing, you can do your own Mama book, you can do a drawing, you can write a poem, you can make your own card.
And your mom will love it. And so will your abuela. And so will your fabulous aunt, who is also famous.
And so will your 3 stepmoms.
Wait, what?
What? Rats have very large and complex families.
Happy Mother's Day!